Hi loves! So today's video was actually requested by one of you. I'm going to be sharing my skincare routine. Now, I know my skin is not perfect, and what you see is mainly thanks to lighting and my camera. Thanks, camera. But, of course, my skin is going to be worse than some people and better than others. And that's what makes my skin unique. I'm breaking this video down into 3 categories: cleansers, moisturizers, and makeup. The reason I'm adding makeup is because makeup is an important part. There are some makeups that actually make our skin condition worse. So rather than doing any good, it's doing more harm. I also want to put a disclaimer out there. Just because these products work for my skin and me does not mean they're going to work for your skin. You must learn your skin and what type it is, what works for it, what doesn't work for it. Do you have any allergies or sensitivities? So keep that in mind as I share my products. Let's start with our cleansers. The first cleanser I'm showing you, if you saw my nighttime routine, which I'll link right here, this is the one that I use at night after I've had a day out, whether it be at work, just leisure day, where I'm out hanging out with friends, family, Sean, whatever the case may be. If I've had a day of doing anything, I want to wash that day away. You want to get all that dirt, that grime, that oil out of your pores. So the product I'm going to be talking about first is the Oil-Free Acne Wash Pink Grapefruit by Neutrogena. As you can see, I've used a significant amount of this cleanser, and I must say, I've actually repurchased this more than once. This is about my 3rd or 4th bottle of using this, and I like it because I suffer from combination oily skin. So parts of my face, such as my forehead and my temple area, I guess I can describe it like that, and my eyelids get really oily, especially as the day continues on and depending on the temperature. Then I have parts of my face such as my eyebrows and my nose, which are dry and get flaky and peely, and it's not cute. So I need to find products that have a healthy balance that absorb the oil from the areas that need oil to be absorbed while not stealing away the moisture from the areas that are already dried out. This cleanser is a little bit drying, so I wouldn't recommend it if you have a sensitivity to dryness. If your skin gets very dry very easily, I wouldn't really recommend this one. It does have salicylic acid, and that's not the best when it comes to dryness because it does tend to dry out your skin a little bit more. And most products that have salicylic acid are directed for people who have combination skin or oily skin like myself. Now, I don't wash my face every morning. It kind of depends on what I did the night before. So after I wash my face with this, depending on if I did anything after I wash my face, like for example, I just got home from work, I might decide to wash my face right now, but then I still have plenty of hours in the day where I might, go cook dinner, maybe go back out to the store, hang out and watch movies, and maybe have my hand on my face. So depending on if I did anything after the time I wash my face, depends on whether or not I wash it again in the morning. If I did anything, I wash it in the morning. If I just went straight to bed, I typically don't wash it in the morning because I don't feel like a lot of dirt and oil has built up to where I really need to fully cleanse my face all over again. So I just kind of go about the rest of my routine and skip the cleansing part. Or if I just have had a day where I didn't wear makeup, and at night I just come home and I don't need to wash off all my makeup and dirt and grime, I'll just wash my face at night with this as well. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Cleansing Gel. But these have hyaluronic acid, and that's just basically, don't let the word acid scare you. It's just basically an acid that helps aid with moisturizing your skin. It's like, it doesn't mean you're gonna have a baby smooth face like right after you wash this. It just means that it's not gonna strip your face of moisture. So there's some days I can tell that my skin is a little bit dried out and it just needs some TLC. And on those days, I won't use any of these 2 cleansers. I'll actually use the St. Ives Exfoliate and Nourish Coconut Oil Scrub. Did I say that right? Oh, I got it right. Look at me. So this is literally just a thick consistency scrub. And the only reason it's called a scrub, if you look closely, it has these tiny little specks, and that is coconut shell that's been ground down a little bit. And that's the only thing that makes it a scrub. I would not recommend using this every day. I'd say maybe, once, twice, at max 3 times per week because you are putting oil onto your skin. Now, oil can cleanse oil. And what I mean by that is having an oil like olive oil or vitamin E oil or coconut oil can actually cleanse your face. And it's not the same as the oil that your skin naturally produces, that sebum oil. They're not the same thing. However, you still don't want a lot of oil on your face because that can also have an adverse reaction and make it even worse. But on those times when I do notice a little bit more dryness and I just want to kind of hydrate my skin a little bit more, I turn to this. Now, also my nighttime routine, I talked about what I use if I don't feel like washing my face at night. So on those nights when you come home late, or you're just really tired, or you're just completely over it, maybe you're not feeling well, and you don't want to cleanse your face, you still need to make sure you take your makeup off. Like, don't sleep in makeup. Just don't do it. Like a nap, maybe, but don't do a full night's sleep in makeup. So what I do on those nights when I do not feel like washing my face is I use makeup removing wipes for your face. And these I just got from Walmart. They are the Quate brand. These are the nighttime soothing. There wasn't any particular reason I picked up these. I was kind of looking, it was very overwhelming. There was like at least 20 to 30 different types, and I just settled on this one. Use this on nights when I don't feel like doing this. I grab one of these. Usually, I'm gonna be honest, I'm sitting on the toilet, I'm like, whatever. Grab one of these, wipe while I'm doing my business, throw it away, and then I'm done with everything. Now, one tip I can say, especially if you're someone who suffers with acne, don't touch your face. I know it's hard, but these things are dirty. We touch everything all day, every day, and then you touch your face or your mouth or your eyes, and then it's all on there now. So what I do so that I avoid touching my face is I actually have a face care system, and this is by Fancy, Fancii. And by the way, I'm gonna link as many products as I can. I'm gonna try to get the link for all of these products, and I'll link them in the description down below, so if you're interested in checking them out, you can know where to look. So this is my face brush, and I got this off Amazon, and it just comes with the actual brush as well as 3 brush heads. This brush head is the coarsest. It's actually the roughest. I would not recommend this for everyday use. This is more of like a once or twice a week use, and it's to exfoliate your skin. But again, you do not want to over exfoliate, because that's going to be counterproductive, and it's going to actually make your skin go into hyper overdrive and make it even more oily and possibly irritated. This brush in the middle is more for daily use. It is softer. It still bristles, but they're a lot softer and they're much more gentle on your skin. And the one on the end is silicone nubs. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is the brush head that I typically use the most, and I use this not only for cleanser, but there's sometimes when I'm using facial lotions or facial oils, I'll put a little bit of that on there as well, and I'll just kind of let it massage the lotion into my face. This just takes 2 AA batteries, and you can take it in the shower with you. It's water resistant. I wouldn't recommend submerging it in water, but it obviously is meant to get wet, so you can get it wet and you'll be okay. You won't get electrocuted. So now moving on to moisturizers. So it's very important to keep your face and your body and your inner body moisturized. Our body strives on water. So we need to make sure that our skin stays nice and hydrated as well. So that it can be done in 2 ways. One, by consuming a lot of water, which if you saw my video the other day, you see how much water I have in my water bottle. And I usually fill that about once or twice per day. So to moisturize my face externally, I use different moisturizers. So the one that I typically use in the morning right before I put on my makeup, this is again from the Neutrogena Hydra Boost line, and this is the gel cream, and this is for the extra dry skin. And it is a cream consistency that when you rub it in, it kind of feels more like a gel. So this is what it looks like, and it's very lightweight, but it is moisturizing. I like it in the morning before I put on the makeup, because like I said, it's just that little extra quench that my face needs, especially in my nose and eyebrow area. I've noticed that when I cleanse in the morning, or just after a night of sleeping, I will notice some of the flaking going on. So just kind of to lay that down and calm it down and moisturize it a little bit before I put on my makeup, I use that moisturizer. Because if you've ever experienced it, you'll know that if you have dry, flaky skin and then you put makeup on top of it, you're gonna see every little flake, because that makeup will settle in every nook and cranny. Now, I also have problematic skin. I wouldn't say I have anything, obviously I don't have any cystic acne. I've gone past my stage of having adult acne. However, I do have hormonal acne, meaning when it's around that time of the month, my face lets me know what's about to happen. So I typically get pimples right here. So you'll see I have some right here and a little bit right here. Hint, hint, you know what's going on right now. But I usually get hormonal pimples in the chin and jaw area around that time of the month. And if you're a gentleman watching this, you'll be okay. You have a mom, a sister, a daughter, a grandmother. you're here because of that situation. So it's okay, it's okay. So during those times, as well as also at night, I have a different facial lotion, and it is the Shea Moisture African Black Soap Problem Skin Moisturizer. This moisturizer has tamarind extract and tea tree oil in it, so it does smell like tea tree oil. It's a lot thicker consistency. I don't know if you can tell, but it's more of like a pasty cream. And you can definitely tell when you're rubbing it in. It's a lot thicker. And I've kind of grown used to the smell of it, to be honest. I don't mind it. But the reason I like this moisturizer, especially at night or when I'm having, you know, some issues going on with my skin, is because it soothes the skin. So that tea tree oil is going to help with the redness and inflammation, and sometimes it actually combats some of the bacteria that is causing that acne or the irritation in the pimples that already exist. Now, just like I have a oil cleanser, I also have an oil moisturizer. Again, I would not recommend this for everyday use, maybe like once or twice, and use it sparingly. This is just vitamin E oil. Mine happens to be the brand from Trader Joe's. And this is just when, again, I'm noticing a lot of dryness, especially like right now. I live in a 4-season state. That means we have different weather for fall, winter, spring, and summer. So it's currently winter right now, and where I live, the temperature in winter can fluctuate from anywhere to like 52 degrees down to 10 degrees. So you never really know what you're gonna expect. Some days it's snowing, some days it's rainy, some days it's super sunny, some days there's not a single ray of sunshine in sight. So on those days when the weather's just a little bit colder and drier, my face tends to dry out a little bit more. So on those days, this is only night. I wouldn't recommend this during the day. But on those days at night, I will put a little bit of vitamin E oil and massage it really well into my skin before I go to bed. And in the morning, I will use my cleanser to cleanse it back off. And it just adds that little bit of extra moisture that my skin might be needing. My first makeup I'm going to go over is the one I'm actually wearing right now. And this is my lightest shade, basically. That's the only reason I'm really wearing it right now. I'm biracial, so my skin kind of goes through the motions. When the seasons change, my skin tone changes. So I'm darker towards the spring and summer months, and then as the fall and winter months come and there's less of those more powerful UV rays, my melanin kind of dims down a little bit. So I have to literally change my makeup every season based on how my skin tone is changing. So now I'm going to be talking about what makeups I use, and of course everyone's skin is different. Y'all have different skin tones and skin colors, skin undertones, all of the above. So my makeups, the only reason I'm showing you is just because these are what have not been terrible for my combination oily skin. So maybe you, one of you out there might have skin similar to mine, so you might test out these products yourself and see how they work for you. First makeup that I'm showing you is the one I use right now during winter, because like I said, it's the palest shade. And I will say this product was actually sent to me by Influencer, I want to say almost a year ago. So I didn't really start using it until this year, but I did want to make that, you know, clear. I didn't purchase this one with my money in particular. I was getting it to review, but I'm reviewing it now. So this is the L'Oreal Paris 24-Hour Foundation Infallible Total Cover, and I'm using this one in shade 305. And this has a tube style with a little spout, and it comes out thicker. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Like, I'm squeezing really hard. Like, that's all I got. It's like a little nugget of makeup. It says it's total coverage, like a, I guess, full coverage foundation. But for me, I would say it's still pretty medium coverage. Because when I put it on, you can still see the redness and you can see my blemishes and things like that. But it does even out my skin tone. And honestly, I'm not a huge makeup wearer. As you've seen in my videos, I go days without wearing makeup at all. Or on most normal days, I just wear some kind of foundation or BB cream or something that's like a medium to light coverage, just to even out my skin tone and any redness I might have going. And then if I'm in the mood, I'll slap on an eyebrow just to, you know, even and balance everything out. So my next one I'm going to show you is what I use during the fall. So this looks very light in the tube, but we have to remember when you're purchasing face makeup, remember oxidation. And what I mean by that is when a product oxidizes, that means it's making contact with the air and it can change the chemical balance of it basically. So when makeup oxidizes, it usually gets a little bit darker, sometimes more of a brownish tone or a reddish tone. So when you're purchasing makeup, just keep that in mind, because sometimes what you see in the tube or the bottle is not how it's gonna look once it's on your skin, and it's not gonna look the same once it's oxidized after a couple of minutes. So this product right here is also part of this family. So this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint. I use this in the fall months when I want some moisture, but my skin's still a little bit, you know, it's got some of that summer melanin still in there, but the weather's kind of changing, so my skin's confused and it's starting to dry out. That's when I turn to this. My one pet peeve about this product, well, actually I have two. This does tend to make my forehead oil a little bit more pronounced. And it also, I really do not like the applicator. So you know how like this one was a squeeze tube? This one has a stick. Now don't mind mine. It's a little janky, but yeah. So this has a stick applicator. And the reason I don't like that is when you think about it, you're putting this on your makeup sponge or your hand or directly on your face, and then you're sticking it back in the tube. And someone like me who already can get acne or has sensitivity already, I don't want to put germs into my tube of makeup, and then I'm taking it back out, and then I'm putting it back in, and then I'm putting it on my face, and next thing you know, I'm broken out all over the place. Neutrogena, you gotta do better. Come on, nobody wants bacteria inside their makeup. So that's my only pet peeve about that, where, you know, it kind of makes my oil a little bit worse. And then the daggone applicator. So like I said, this looks really light in the tube, right? But when it oxidizes, it darkens up. So this is what it looks like before I rub it in. And it's very lightweight, mind you, it's a tint. So it's not going to be full coverage, it's barely medium coverage. It's just a kiss of color. But notice how different that color is. It completely oxidizes and it gets more, and this is just after a couple seconds, but you'll notice it gets more of like a reddish brown tint to it. And that's what happens when you put it on your face. So like I said, always keep that in mind. The color you see here may not be the color that comes out. The next product I'm going to show you is the one I use in the next one are actually kind of interchangeable. They're both for when my skin is a little bit darker or tan. The first one is Neutrogena again. I tend to actually like Neutrogena products, I will say that. This is the Neutrogena SkinClearing Oil-Free Makeup, and that's another thing. You want to kind of go for oil-free because, like I said, it can be a blessing or a curse, and we ain't trying to have it be a curse, so oil-free is good. And this one is the blemish treatment salicylic acid. And while I'm on that topic of salicylic acid, I do want to mention, I cannot personally, I found out from trial and error, I cannot use benzoyl peroxide. I found out the hard way that I have a benzoyl peroxide allergy. Now the reason I'm saying that is because some cleansers come with salicylic acid. Some cleansers are made with benzoyl peroxide. So for myself in particular, I used a cleanser with benzoyl peroxide, and I, next thing I know, in about 10 minutes, had a very itchy, burny rash all over my face and neck. So I definitely returned that cleanser immediately and went back to my tried and true, let me just have some salicylic acid. So this one does have salicylic acid in it. Do I think that it does this amazing job and clears all my pimples while I look glamorous? No, it's more of like a marketing ploy, but it is what it is. It was on sale. Y'all can still see the sale sticker. It just worked. And like I said, I'm not like a makeup artist. There was actually one of you, I was watching your video and I had commented because I was like, you better do that makeup because makeup is a work of art and I am not a good artist. So it is what it is. The last product I'm going to talk about is actually the most recent purchase. I got this just a couple months ago. This is the Revlon Colorstay Makeup, and it's for combination oily skin. I want to note a couple things. Combination oily skin, again, kind of a marketing ploy, but that's basically their way of saying oil free. And also notice this makeup has SPF 15. So the reason I wanted to highlight that is because sometimes SPF can change the consistency of makeup or the color of makeup. So just keep that in mind. And the reason SPF is so important, we need to make sure we have that on either in our makeup, our moisturizer, or you're putting it on as actual just plain old SPF. If you are light or olive or fair skin tone, my lighter to whiter women, you need to make sure you're protecting your skin, okay? Even in the winter, the sun rays will get you and they're not gonna be nice, and you'll have age spots or beauty marks or just dryness. You wanna protect your skin. Now, my ladies out there that have darker skin tones and you have more melanin in your skin, you still need SPF. Don't let them tell you you don't. Still protect your skin. You still need SPF. It's just you're using it in a different reason. You're just using it to protect from the UVA, UVBs as far as just they're penetrating your skin. It's not for preventing burning or anything of that sort. So definitely make sure. That's another thing to add to your skincare routine. Another thing I actually want to talk about is how I apply my makeup. As I told you, I try to do my best to not touch my face. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. Trust me, I hit the lean all the time. But I use a makeup sponge, and this is just a cheap one. It came in like a variety pack or something on Amazon. I've had some challenges sometimes finding makeup sponges that kind of work. There's some that are just too hard. There's some that are too soft. I tried the whole silicone phase where it was like the silicone sponge. I hated it. Just didn't work for me. I know they have some that are like the brushes that look like a soft, like kind of like a baby brush. There's those kind. There's just many types out there. So get whatever works for you and whatever you're good at, because some of those I think they probably work for others, just not for me. Again, I'm not a good artist, and makeup is an art. I just slap it on and draw, and I'm on my way. I don't care. I still look cute, right? Thanks, guys. Thanks for anybody who just agreed with me in the comments. Thank you. You're beautiful too. We're handsome. Everyone's beautiful. So yeah, that's it. Nothing special. That is my skincare routine. I just make sure I cleanse, moisturize, wear makeup that just kind of works for my skin, make sure I get plenty of water, and the one thing I'm still working on is getting plenty of sleep. One day, right? One day, watch. Probably if I got that sleep, I wouldn't even have hormonal acne. My skin is my skin, your skin is your skin. We are all unique. You're beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. We are all unique, and you have to love the skin you're in. So that is actually my biggest tip for your skincare routine. Just love the skin you're in, and your skin will love you. Until next time, bye loves.